Hi my dear students, myself Sachin. Today I am going to taking a subject on strength of materials, that is 18 CB 32, and the subject name is strength of materials. Basically this subject is related with the probability as well as derivations and theory. Especially in these subjects, we are dealing with derivations as well as problems. So, first let us start with the subject name strength of materials. As the name indicates strength, strength of the materials. A material which may be civil related, that is steel, concrete, in concrete again aggregates, cement, wood, timber, brass, any material. If you are dealing with the brass, we can call it as a strength of the brass. If you are dealing with the steel, strength of the steel. Basically, we are concentrating only with the civil related materials, steel and as well as concrete. In this subject, definitely we'll go through the properties, strength and desired properties of the materials, that is steel as well as concrete. So let us start with properties of material. What are the properties of material? Basically, while defining the properties of material, we will go. You have already learned in the PUC 1, PU2 what are the properties of material. That is nothing but plasticity, elasticity, ductility, malleability, brittleness, hardness, toughness. These are the basic properties. First one, plasticity. Second one, elasticity. Third one, brittleness. Fourth one, ductility. And fifth one, toughness. Sixth one, malleability. And seventh one, hardness. Let us study one by one in details. First property is called as a plasticity. As the name indicates plasticity, here plastic word is there. What do you mean by plastic? Suppose we are applying any forces. Say example for plastic is plastic pen. So I am applying a force on this particular pen. So I am applying the force on plastic. After removal of force, the plastic will never which comes to its original size and shape. So we can define it as after application of force, and after removal, the material which never comes to original size and shape. This is one type of definition. So one more definition we can call it as after the application of the force, the material which gains the new position as well as a new size and new shape, which will never comes to its original position. These are called as a plasticity or nothing but plastic materials. For example, plastic materials are nothing but plastic materials. Next one, elasticity. As the name indicates, elasticity, here after the application of the force, the material which will comes to its original size and shape. After the application of the force also, the material which will comes to original size and shape. For example, this one is a rubber. So after application of the force, see here I am applying the force. After removing, again it comes to its original size and shape. So for the example for plastic materials are rubber. Rubber is an best example for elastic materials. So those materials having a elastic property, so that will be comes to its original size and shape after deformation. Whenever the force is applied, the material will be changes to one position to another position, or it takes the new deformation, new size. But again removing the force, it will comes to original size as well as shape. And the next one thing, brittleness. What do you mean by brittleness? So brittleness is nothing but, assume one glass material is there. So I am applying a force on this material. Without any indication, the material will split into two pieces, or it may be split into number of pieces. After the application of the force, if the material is splits into number of forces without indication, that is called as a brittleness property. For example, brittleness for example is glass materials, bulb. These are the example for brittleness. In plastic and elastic, they will give some indications while deforming, but in brittleness, after application of force, sudden breakage will be happening. Without indication, the material will be gets subjected to breakage. That is called as a brittleness. And the next one, ductility. What do you mean by ductility? Ductility is a property of material which may be made in terms of thin wires. For example, if we are considering an electrical wire, when we are considering an electrical wire, the property of the material which may be made into a thin wires. So usually the brass will be like solid material. When it is subjected to temperature, the material will be gets into a thin wires. This type of the property is called as ductility. So in the wires, you can see here the property of making a thin wires is an example for ductility. And one more example, tube, electrical tube is an example for brittleness. So both we can see here only. Next, one more thing, toughness. So what do you mean by toughness? Toughness is nothing but resistance of external force. Or usually in practice we will call it as a so tough material, so tough you are. So that is nothing but toughness is a property of material which resists external force. That is called as a toughness. So what do you mean by hardness? So almost toughness and hardness both are almost equal. Only the thing is toughness which resists the external force, but hardness ability to resist surface abrasion. Example, one road is there, over that your vehicle is moving. So this course, nothing but this layer is subjected to force. The ability of resisting the varying course, nothing but abrasion. Abrasion is nothing but wear and tearing actions. The resistance of wear and tearing actions is called as an hardness. So we have learned plasticity, elasticity, brittleness, ductility, toughness, hardness, and the last one malleability. What do we mean by malleability? Which is also a property of material which is made into a thin sheets. So usually we have already seen steel sheets, taking boards. These are made by malleability property materials because usually the steel will be in a solid form. When it is subjected to temperature, which will be converted into a thin sheet, for which desired thickness, which is dependent on malleability. So the malleability is property of material which are made into a thin sheets. So these are the details properties of materials. Now let us start with the stresses. What do you mean by stresses? So basically this song related with only stress and strain. If you learn completely about stress and strain, nothing is there in song because stress is defined as stress is denoted by sigma. Stress is defined by load acting on a material divided by unit area. Because this is a basically definition of stress. Stress is nothing but load acting on a material to the unit area. Whenever we are applying a load on this material, for example, I am taking this as a material, we are applying a load. Internally, the resistance of external force. Resistance of external force. Resistance of external force is called as a stress. So that is nothing but usually defined as load per unit area. So load is denoted by P and area is denoted by A, or in some cases you can call it as an F by A. The unit of the stress is Newton per mm square because force is expressed by Newton and area is expressed by mm square. While considering the Duster is taking example, the area of the material which takes the load, for example, this will be with 10 by 10 mm. So load applied on this face will be load divided by area. This is called as a stress. For computing stress, forces are required. Totally, how many types of forces are there? For our reference, we are taking a compressive force. Second one, tension force, and third one, shear force. Compressive force is nothing but when two forces are acting towards each other. When two forces are acting towards each other. One more force, one more force. Both forces are acting towards each other. One is from left side, another one is from right side. In such cases, the force developed is compressive force. So, while coming to the tension force, here two forces are acting away from each other. Nothing but pull force. This one is a push force and this one is a pull force. Here, the force is going from away from each other, center to center. Next, one more thing, shear force. In compression, two forces are acting towards each other, and tension, two forces are away from each other. Then what about the shear force? One force is moving over another force. So best example for shear force is, assume our plane tends to move in a left side direction, but our car is move in a right side direction. So assume this is a car. So these types of the forces, one is tends to move in right side direction, one more is tends to move in a left side direction, right? and left. So this is nothing but a shearing force or sliding force. This type of the force is called as a shear force. So compressive force towards each other, tension force away from each other, shear force slides over one another. Whenever there is a compressive force, the stress developed is compressive stress. Whenever there is a tension force, the stress developed is tension stress. Whenever there is a shear force, you can call it as a shear stress. So compressive force, compressive stress will be compressive force divided by area. So similarly, while considering with the tensile stress, tensile force divided by area. Similarly, the last one, shear stress. So this can be defined as shear force by area. So usually the compressive force is nothing but acting towards each other, tensile force is nothing but away from each other, and shear force is slides over one another. So in this case, the unit for the compressive stress is Newton per mm square, tensile stress is Newton per mm square, shear stress is also Newton per mm square. But shear stress we can also call it as a tau. Sigma C compressive stress, sigma T tensile stress, shear stress tau. Similarly, while going with the strain, stress is nothing but load by area, and we have learned the different types of stresses, different types of forces. Now we will concentrate on strain. First one again, tensile strain. Second one, compressive strain. And the third one, shear strain. And one more strain is there, that is volumetric strain. But these three are related with stresses, that is tensile stress, compressive stress and shear stress. So strain is denoted by epsilon, stress is denoted by sigma, but strain is denoted by epsilon. So for tensile strain, we can call it as an epsilon T or small e. Compressive strain, epsilon C. Shear strain, epsilon S. And the volumetric strain, epsilon V or small e. In some textbook, they have given as an E. So what do you mean by tensile strain? Again, I will go with the example. So I am considering a rubber for tensile strain example. So this one is a material which will be tends to move in the right side or left side any direction, and which will be having a property of elastic property. So after application of tensile force here, so I am applying a forces away from each other. Forces away from each other. The initially length will be say 1 centimeter. After application of the tensile force, the length will be 1.2 centimeter. Nothing but we can define the strain is change in length of the material to the original length of the material. So strain can be defined as change in length to the original length. Because this is a property of a rubber which will be used in a elastic property, so applying the forces nothing but tensile, you can apply tensile force or a compression force, nothing will happen. So when we are applying a tensile force, the length of the material will be increasing. Strain is not only increasing, which may be increases or which may be decreases. Anything can happen. Strain is nothing but change in length to the original length. That is strain, which may be increased, which may be decreased. If the length increases, that is tensile strain. If the length decreases, that is compressive strain. If the volume of the material goes on increasing or decreasing, that will be volumetric strain. And one more thing is a shear strain. So whenever the shear force is active, for example, this is a block. After the application of the force, our block will be comes to like this, B dash and C dash. This type of the nature of the strain is known as a shear strain. We will go by one. So first we go with the tensile strain. So here tensile force when applied, change in length to original length. That is nothing but increase in the length. Increase in the length, we can call it as a positive sign. So increasing the length, that will be indication of tensile strain. If the length is decreasing or nothing but if the strain is decreasing, that will be compressive strain. So when the force is applying away from each other like this will be tensile strain. If the force applying towards each other, the length of the material gets decreasing. Initially length was 1 centimeter. After the application of the length, that is L1 and L2, L2 will be 0.8 centimeter. If the length of the member is decreasing, then we can call it as a compressive strain. If the length of the member is increasing, the type of the strain will be tensile strain. And the third one, shear strain. What do you mean by shear strain? As I already told, we will draw one block A, B, C and D. So this here assume the AD has been fixed. Now we are applying the force like this. So whenever there is a force from right side to left side, the resistance force will be governed at the bottom. That will be AD, which is fixed. New position of the block will be assume like this, B dash and C dash. So changing the position, that is nothing but deformation. You can call it as a shear strain. Because here the application of the force is shear force. The strain is known as a shear strain. So these are the example for compressive strain, tensile strain and shear strain. Now we'll go with the last one, that is nothing but volumetric strain. What do you mean by volumetric strain? Assume one sponge. The volume of the sponge will be 100 cm cube. 100 cm cube. Whenever the application of the force in all direction, the volume of the sponge has been squeezed and decreased. The volume of the sponge has been decreased. So volumetric strain EV can be defined as change in volume to the original volume. Change in volume is denoted by delta V divided by original volume, that is V. Suppose if the volume of a material increased, then the volumetric strain is increased. If the volume of the material is decreased, then the volumetric strain decreases. We have discussed the unit of the stress. Then what about the unit of the strain? Because assume a tensile strain. ET of x. What is the definition? Change in length to the original length. The unit of the length will be V. The change in length we can call it as an delta L. Original length is L. So change in length will be in terms of mm or meter or kilometer or centimeter. Here also mm get cancelled. So the unit of the strain is Newton. When you are considering for stresses, the unit will be Newton per mm square. For strain, that will be no unit. So till now we have discussed what do you mean by stress, what do you mean by strain, what do you mean by types of forces, types of strains, and properties of the materials. In the next class onwards, we will discuss the stress, strain, relationship of materials. And this one is the most important topic. Don't miss the next classes. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, what you have discussed till now, you can do inquiries or you can send me a messages or send me a questions through the WhatsApp or YouTube. Thank you for watching.